43. Do you not observe that Cassius Acellio, a Roman knight, a man of the most acute genius in the world, but of little learning in other sciences, who now lives and has always lived with me, understands the civil law so well that none, even of the most skillful, if you accept my friend Scaevola here, can be preferred to him. Everything in it, indeed, is set plainly before our eyes, connected with our daily habits, with our intercourse among men, and with the forum, and is not contained in a vast quantity of writing or many large volumes. For the elements that were at first published by several writers are the same, and the same things, with the change of a few words, have been repeatedly written by same authors. Added to this, that the civil law may be more readily learned and understood, there is what most people little imagine a wonderful pleasure and delight in acquiring a knowledge of it. For whether any person is attracted by the study of antiquity, there is in every part of the civil law, in the pontifical books and in the 12 tables, abundance of instruction as to ancient matters, since not only the original sense of words is thence understood, but certain kinds of law proceedings illustrate the customs and lives of our ancestors. Or, if he has a view to the science of government, which Scaevola judges not to belong to the orator, but to science of another sort, he will find it all comprised in the 12 tables, every advantage of civil government, and every part of it being there described. Or, if authoritative and vaunting philosophy delight him, I will speak very boldly, he will find there the sources of all the philosophers' disputations which lie in civil laws and enactments. For from these we perceive that virtue is above all things desirable, since honest, just, and conscientious industry is ennobled with honors, rewards, and distinctions, but the vices and frauds of mankind are punished by fines, ignominy, imprisonment, stripes, banishment, and death. And we are taught not by disputations endless and full of discord, but by the authority and mandate of the laws to hold our appetites in subjection, to restrain all our passions, to defend our own property, and to keep our thoughts, eyes, and hands from that of others. 44. Though all the world exclaim against me, I will say what I think. That single little book of the 12 tables, in any one look to the fountains and sources of laws, seems to me assuredly to surpass the libraries of all the philosophers, both in weight of authority and in plenitude of utility. And if our country has our love, as it ought to have in the highest degree, our country, I say, of which the force and natural attraction is so strong that one of the wisest of mankind preferred his Aethon fixed like a little nest among the roughest of rocks to immortality itself. With what affliction ought we to be warned towards such a country as ours, which preeminently above all other countries is the seat of virtue, empire, and dignity. In spirit, its customs and disciplines ought to be our first objectives of study, both because our country is the parent of us all, and because as much wisdom must be thought to have been employed in framing such laws as in establishing so vast and powerful an empire. You will receive also this pleasure and delight from the study of law, that you will then most readily comprehend how far our ancestors excelled other nations in wisdom, if you compare our laws with those of their Lycurgus, Draco, and Solon. It is indeed incredible how undigested and almost ridiculous is all civil law except our own, on which subject I am accustomed to say much in my daily conversation, when I am praising the wisdom of our countrymen above that of all other men, and especially of the Greeks. For these reasons have I declared, Scaevola, that the knowledge of the civil law is indispensable to those who would become accomplished orators.